The On Cloud 6 and the On Cloudtilt are designed specifically for walking, but they feel different underfoot. They should be used for walking different types of distances, and the fit on top of the shoe is different as well. We're going to cover all these differences in the video so you have a better idea of which shoe is best for you. When we look at the midsole on the On Cloud 6, we've got the Cloudtech technology. So as we have the traditional holes in the midsole that we associate with On Cloud shoes, it's a relatively soft shoe, so when you initiate contact with the ground, you sink into it quite a bit, and then before it pushes you back out again. It has a rocker profile to assist with the push-off phase of the gait cycle. However, it's different than what we see in the Cloudtilt, which has more padding that's more balanced underneath your foot. And as you can see in the midsole, the holes are tilted in different directions. So the ones at the back are tilted slightly forward to help with absorption of vibration and impact when you initiate contact with the ground, while the ones on the front are tilted backwards to help with the propulsion phase of the gait cycle. Not only that, but has different type of flexibility in the shoe, so it's much stiffer than what we see in the On Cloud 6, and that will influence what we feel when we walk in it and what sort of distances, which I'll cover later. But you can see in the On Cloud 6 it's super flexible in all directions, whether it's rotational or bending in the forefoot. So that facilitates a lot of movement in the toe box, and we'll cover medical conditions in a moment. But first of all, I wanted to talk about the under aspect of the shoe. So we've got some grip on the heel and on the forefoot, which is adequate and sufficient, and also present on the Cloudtilt too. So we've got no issues from a durability standpoint. And then as we move up the shoe, we've got some small sidewalls on the inside of the Cloudtilt, on the inside and on the outside, to help provide stability to the shoe, while we don't have those present on the On Cloud 6. So that makes it more of a classic neutral shoe because of the flexibility, the softness of the cushioning, whereas the Cloudtilt is more of a stable neutral shoe. So it's got a neutral base to it, but the stability elements of the slightly more balanced cushioning, the wider base of support and the sidewalls add these extra elements of stability to it. So if you're looking for a more stable shoe out of the two of them, the Cloudtilt could be the one for you. And as we move up onto the top of the shoe, the fit is different as well. So we have a wider toe box in the Cloudtilt, so it allows a bit more space for your toes to splay. And while the Cloud 6 has more space in it than we saw in the Cloud 5, it still tapers a little bit towards the top, as you can see between the comparisons of the two shoes. So both shoes have a speed lacing system. However, it's easier to slip into the Cloud 6 than it is to the Cloudtilt. Not that it was an issue, just that we have to use our hands on the Cloudtilt, but it felt a bit more secure when we were walking around, a little bit tighter or more snug around the heel and the midfoot, and less slippage than we saw in the Cloud 6. However, we love the fact that you could slip into the Cloud 6, pop down to the shops or to the bins. It was much easier if your hands were full. Then we look at the back of the shoe. We've got lots of flexibility in the heel counter on the On Cloud 6 with no real rigidity there. Similarly, in the Cloudtilt, we've got lots of flexibility. So when we talk about their use cases, well, they're slightly different. So they're both designed for walking only. You can run in them, but you're more likely to get some heel slippage or your foot slipping out of the shoe. So if you're going to run in them very short distances, maybe to the bus or something like that. But when it comes to walking, because of the flexibility in the shoe and the softness of the cushioning and the decreased amount of cushioning compared to the Cloudtilt, the Cloud 6 is for shorter distances, so for more urban walking to and from work to the shops and back, whereas the Cloudtilt can do both of those, but it's better used for longer distance walking. If you have a job where you have to stand for long periods of time, I think you'll get more comfort out of the Cloudtilt. If you're going on a city break or you're doing a lot more steps than normal, the Cloudtilt again will be an excellent option for providing lots of comfort and protection. When it comes to medical conditions, well, the heel drop is slightly bigger in the Cloudtilt, so it's helpful for offloading the back of the ankle and the Achilles tendon. Gives a bit more space and a bit more protection in the forefoot, so those of you with sensitivities around the ball of the foot, you'll enjoy that. And the stiffness in there as well adds extra elements of protection. Those of you who like to have a flexible shoe, who like to have lots of movement in the feet, you'll prefer the On Cloud 6. However, if you have any questions on either of these shoes, please drop them in the comment section below. I've got links to the shoes in the description if you want to check out the latest prices on Amazon. Otherwise, if you found the video helpful, liking, sharing, subscribing does make a massive difference to the channel. Thank you very much for watching.